to be starting. There we go. And we're back, or sorta. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the return of Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, streaming exclusively live on YouTube. And just for September, we've got 4 special episodes lined up. It's been a few months since our last show after 232 shows because Fitzy, quit as being sheriff and started his new journey with Mosaic. But we're back, we're excited, and we've got a lot to catch up on. But first, you're watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by, coincidence, Mosaic Technologies. That's bizarre. Wait, don't you work for Mosaic? What a weird coincidence. For over 60 years, Mosaic has delivered maximum value, service, and possibilities through leading-edge technology solutions woven into the fabric of our communities, members, and businesses. For internet, phone, TV, audio, security, managed Wi-Fi, home automation, and more, give them a call, 715-458-5400, and see what they can do for you. Fitzy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Oh, we have one person watching probably. There we go. Dirk.
Dirk's already in.
Yeah, I don't really know. This is all kind of new using the YouTube Live, but when I found out that Facebook was deleting videos after 30 days, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we loaded all of our content into YouTube just for storage, because we would have lost hundreds of shows. So I'm like, well, what's the point of doing it live on Facebook if they don't keep them after 30 days?
Yeah, how are people going to use that against us if we run for a governor and stuff like that? Yeah. If it's deleted.
Well, that's a good point. It has been 3 months. So you and I have been kind of kicking this idea around about, do we bring it back, don't we? And we kind of just landed on, let's just do like a 4-episode run. I think we're doing it this Tuesday, next Tuesday, then. So there's 5 Tuesdays in September. The middle one, we're not doing it.
Correct.
So we'll do 4 of them. But yeah, what was the reason that we decided to land on just 4 episodes in September?
I'm gone the 5th or the middle one. So that's why.
Well, there you go. I mean, but we're not like bringing it back full time. This is just, we're just going to do it for a month. And
unless the people really want it, I mean, and you have time to do it, obviously, and so. But I think there's a lot of things we can catch up on. We spent a lot of time on crime and other stuff, but I think there's other stuff from your county board. I want to know about your jail project. I want to know about county board. I missed that part of it a little bit, I want everybody to know what we're doing, and we're still doing a lot of good in the community, and I wanna just talk about all the things we get to do now in this world. So, and there's a lot of nonprofits and things like that we still want to talk about.
Okay, so speaking of which, I found some photos of you. Here's what is going on in these pictures.
Yeah, I got a pie. That's what I do. I just go in places and eat. No, that was Norski Nook. They brought us a pie in and said, thanks for all your service. They're a customer of ours, and they take care of us. And then the other one, that's from Rudbeggy Festival a couple weeks ago. I was volunteering. Again, just out in the community. Cumberland's our area, and I wanted to just show everybody what we do and that we're still part of the community. So it's not all about just the internet and your time or your money. It's about giving back to the community, and that's what I get to do in this job, and that's why I obviously took this job and quit, as you say. If you ask everybody at the sheriff's department, I am a quitter. Yes.
Yeah, well, technically. So it has been 3 or 4 months since you've been doing this job. How's it going overall? How's the gig?
Oh, it's amazing. It's truly. I had the best job. I now have a better job than that. And you guys know I love being the sheriff. I loved it. But this job is awesome. I still get to be part of the community. We still get to make a difference in people's lives. And, we get to we're expanding. The internet's growing. You're part of a technology committee up in Washburn County. You know that, BEAD grants, our initial findings are out. So it looks like there'll be some expansion of internet in the rural area in the future. So we got lots of things going on, but all the good.
Let's actually stay on that because it's interesting. Because you and I used to talk before when you were the sheriff about sheriff's or crime and court stories, or if I hear about a crash, talk to you. That was your job. Communicate with media, but you and I still communicate.
Yeah.
But I am on the county board, and one of my committees I'm on is IT, information technology, and what you're referring to. So now it's funny, like we just had an IT meeting last week, and afterwards you had called me and talked about it. So we're talking about, so it's interesting how we're still, in your new world, we're still having conversations, but actually kind of explain that. I didn't even think about that. This is kind of a little extemporaneous here. We're just going to, didn't really plan on talking about this. But that's a big deal of what's happening and what is going on. Fill people in on what this is and what role Mosaic is playing.
Well, it's not finalized, so we can't really talk a
No,
lot
but where
about
we
it.
are, right? Where
Yeah,
it's being recommended, and
yeah. So BEAD is a federal funding for rural people to get rural internet, and it's going to expand the fiber internet. Everybody wants fiber internet. That's the guaranteed connection to your internet. Even though our copper is still very, very good, and there's a difference between copper and fiber, and maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. And I want to talk about a lot of our products. I could sit here all day and talk about Mosaic and all the things that we offer because it's not just an internet company. And you and I have been talking a little bit offline about all the things that we sell, from TVs to speakers to home automation to blinds to you name it. And we'll get into all that in the future. We're not going to cover it in one episode, but but the rural internet, excuse me, grant is going to be good for Washburn, Sawyer, Barron County, Douglas County. That's all to get rural internet. We're not the only company in on it. We're the best company in on it, of course. But it's to get rural internet to um, uh, rural America,
yeah,
not just
broadband internet,
Wisconsin.
right?
Yep, broadband internet across the country, and so that funding was just released, and we got to go through one more final step, and then there'll be some announcements, and then we'll get the internet going.
I hope so. So I think at our last IT meeting, I asked our chair, Bob Osgard, so how long now that they've given a recommendation? We saw what the numbers would be for Washburn County, and I mean, it's millions and millions.
Right?
But like when? When do we know
Yeah.
that that's gotten approved? And like soonish? Like nobody knows. Could be 2 weeks. Could be 2 months. Could be six.
No, it
Hopefully
should be less
soon.
than. We should know a lot by the first of the year for sure. We should have a really good plan in place with some dates and times of when all this is going to happen. Not just in our area, but in all of Wisconsin. They changed the rules on it. We were all set to do
No.
this in June, and then they changed the rules as Washburn County knows. They changed the rules, and everybody had to start over. And when they had 30 days to apply, and some new players jumped in the game with satellite, and that doesn't bring infrastructure. And if it's an infrastructure grant, it's made to create jobs, to create infrastructure for the future, for growth. Satellites just don't do that. I know some people have them, some people like them. That's great, but fiber internet, the infrastructure you have, and it's the best if I lay fiber down a road and then three people build on it. I can just add it, just branch off of it and add fiber internet to your home. So that's what it's about. But just back to my job, I get to do all the stuff I did as sheriff with all of the bad. And that's why this job is so awesome and this company is so awesome. And we're hiring, and we got lots of positions opening, experiencemosaic.com, and you can apply. Are you looking for a job, Ben?
It might be. What is this photo I found? This photo too. Village of Cameron. Did they give
I
you
just
money, or
like
you
to.
give them money? Oh,
No, we
to
gave
Village
them
of Cameron.
money.
Uh,
We gave the Village of Cameron $10,000 for a playground. And again, that's about giving back to the community. And Cameron is Mosaic or Chibarden, which is Chipwood Dunn Barron. If you look at what Chibarden means, that's the cooperative network. Mosaic is outside the cooperative. So we have, it's kind of like two companies. I'm not explaining it very well, but we have the cooperative. And if you're part of a cooperative, and we're going to talk about that on the last Friday of the month, really what a cooperative is, because we're going to talk about cooperative days, and we're going to have a guest from Barron Electric here
oh,
talking about Barron Electric as a cooperative. So we'll learn a lot more about cooperatives in a few weeks. And so we'll jump into that. But we gave $10,000 to the park. We have certain money we have to give back to the community.
you
That's again
have
part of
to.
my
So you really
job.
can't take credit for it if you have to.
Well, we don't, but we we have to give back to the community, but we give more than we have to,
I
and
see.
we can give it anywhere. And so it doesn't have to go to Cameron or or a cooperative network.
Could
It
go
can go
to
other
let's
places.
say
But
like a Dryden wire, for example.
yeah, I don't think you're a 501c3, but I heard you created a 501c3.
That's
We'll
right.
probably get
We can
into
talk
that.
about that too. Northwest Policy Network. We just launched our video this morning and our social media pages. We can talk about that later. So yeah, there's another good one. Hopefully, Paul Scheckerman, one of our co-founders. Hopefully, you're listening.
Well,
I can
tell me
get in touch
about
with Fitzy.
this. Tell me that you've been doing. Obviously, you take up your Tuesdays with a new project. So, what's this new
Yeah,
project?
yeah.
What's this about?
So it's Northwoods Policy Network. It was co-founded by Adam Jarko, Paul Scheckerman, and myself. We started the this all started like around February, I think, of this year. We should be having our full launch this fall, but our social media pages, obviously on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, formerly Twitter, and on Instagram. Those all got launched this morning. Our launch video that we had paid to get it produced, that got launched this morning. It was a great video. I highly recommend people checking it out. The press release from Northwest Policy Network is on our website at drydenware.com right now, plus on all of our social media channels. Essentially, and it is a 501c3, essentially Northwest Policy Network it's an advocacy group to give voice to the needs of northern Wisconsin. You and I have talked about this many times, and anyone that's listening, they've probably, if you're from the Northwoods, you've all said the same thing. People in Madison need to listen to us more, right? They just don't care. Like after whatever, 64, after 8, whatever the road you decide is the Northwoods. So we want to kind of like highlight some of the things that some of our struggles that we have here, including policy. Things when we drive around, and you've done that too when you were the sheriff. You go through these small towns and like ghost towns, and it's like, what happened? Where's our manufacturing? We were so reliant and dependent on tourism, which is huge. That's important. But
Right.
boy, you put all your eggs into that basket. We need to kind of get back to our manufacturing roots and energy. Energy is another good one. You look around and you see solar fields. What the frick is up with that, dude? We're taking away agricultural land and putting solar panels on it. That's dumb. But now I think solar should be on like every building. Use it multi-purpose, but we're kind of missing the point on some of these things. And just like you, when you were the sheriff, you didn't care if a Republican came in, and like when Ron Johnson, I think, came up one time, did like a summit or something, not a summit, something about meth, right? You gave him a lot of credit for it. Didn't matter that he's Republican. I don't care. So this isn't a Republican or Democrat side. It's we want to give a voice to northern Wisconsin. That's basically what it is. There's a lot more to that. You can go to our website and get it's a splash page right now at northwoodspolicy.org and learn a little bit more there. And we'll be releasing more information before our full launch this fall, but we'll be releasing information more on our websites or on our social media pages.
So I read it all this morning and looked at it,
Oh, the
and I
press
signed up
release
for the
this morning.
new.
Yeah.
Yep, I signed up for the newsletter, which you can sign up for. But you know what? I don't see the word internet on that. So I think you need to have fiber internet as part of one of your topics.
Well, okay, write down. Paul, write all this stuff down now if you're paying
That's
attention.
right. So, because
No,
I think
that's
it
seriously,
is the
that's a huge
future.
thing. That is an absolute connection, right? And that's the kind of the stories that we want to be able to tell as well. Is what are the struggles that we're having here, and then our job is to then advocate that to Madison, right? We
Right.
want this to be a place where, again, it's a policy network. Our ultimate goal is to actually affect change and policy, because there really isn't a voice, a universal voice for northern Wisconsin. Not that we're trying to be the only one. It's just that's what our goal and what our mission is.
Right. And you look at it from a standpoint of just the internet and what Washburn County did. Washburn County passed a resolution saying we support Mosaic. We want Mosaic. They're a trusted community member. They have a good product. They're competitive, and we want them. And then the state of Wisconsin and the federal government said, we don't care what Washburn County wants. We're going to do whatever we want.
Yep.
And that's not right. I agree with you 100%. And we need some kind of a push in Madison and in the federal government to say, hey, you're going to let local control happen. Let local control happen.
Yeah.
So, but then don't take it away and just, if Washburn County wants something, they should get it, especially if there's a company that wants to give it to them.
Yep.
So no, Washburn County is a huge supporter of Mosaic, and it has been a partner and a friend for years. And we're part of the community. The Spooner Chamber and tourism and Washburn County Economic Development,
Yeah.
and that's just one county that we're in of many.
Yeah. And manufacturing, that's another thing. What happened to that? We used to. Anyway, I could talk about Northwest Policy Network all day. I want to ask you something. You said your
Okay.
technology, so that little splash page thing I had up earlier. So for internet, phone, TV, audio security, managed Wi-Fi, home automation. What's home automation?
Like you can your security system, your thermostat, your blinds are all on your phone. You can open your blinds, turn your light on, open your garage door, all from your click of your phone. So we can do all that. You can monitor your security. You can open your front door. It's
Now, how does
pretty.
that work though? I mean, if my front door is just my front door, you must have to have like, what do you go and like put in a new door, or like how does that
No,
work?
it's a lock. It's a lock.
So you just install a new lock,
Yeah,
and you can
we
control
have a
that from your
lock system.
phone
Yeah,
and your
and then you go to
blinds.
your blinds that go up and down.
That's kind of
It's
nice.
called home. It's home automation. Anything in your home we can automate. Turn lights on and off. We can do it all.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun if I was gone and the kids and Juice are at
Yeah.
home. Oh, that'd
blinds
be
go blinds go down.
fun.
Uh,
What
so
did you
we,
learn? One more about Mosaic here. What did you
mhm.
learn? You knew a lot about it before you went into this, but what have you learned in the last 3 months? Something that you didn't know.
Hmm. Good question. What have I learned in the last 3 months? Um, what goes into again a simple question like you want the internet at your house. Well, let's just get the truck out, dig the line, and hook it up. Well, there's a lot more to it. So than that. So you have to lay the wire. First, you have to get permission from the road. Some of it is right away. We're in the right of way a lot. Sometimes we have to get private roads, and I didn't know nothing about private roads. I didn't know there was this many private roads out there. You get into that rural setting, and a lot of people have made a private road with three other neighbors, and they own the road, and they have to get permission from all three neighbors to dig it, and then you have to splice it together. We have these splicers, so it's not as easy as I thought it was. That'd be one
Yeah,
thing I learned.
well, that's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Now, is that different? Like is that like a statewide thing? Like zoning is a thing that's been brought up quite a bit
Right,
in Washburn
right.
County recently. But there's also like where Dad lives in Boshaw Township. Like zoning is just pretty much just do whatever you want. I mean, there are some caveats to that. Is it different from where I want to lay fiber at this place, and then I go to this township and it's different? So is it a township? Is it a county? Or is it a state thing?
No, it's really not. It's really we're in the right of way, utility right of ways on most roads, so
Oh,
we don't need. There's no zoning or anything involved in that. But when you get into private roads, there's a lot more private roads out there than I ever thought there was. I thought every road was just owned by the township or the county, and it's
I thought
not
so
the
too.
case. I
Oh.
needed to get out of Barron County. Look what happens. You learn a lot when you drive out of Barron County.
Well, you've been, I know, because you go to a lot of meetings, and every time you come to Spooner, you're like, hey, are you around? I'm like, I'm working, I'm busy. But I did see you last week. I saw you last Friday.
Yep.
I did see you. What were you up here for again?
We were up in Stone Lake, and then I came through Spooner, and just
Why?
we're doing some private road stuff. We got a complaint on some things. I follow up on complaints. Um,
What?
yeah, well, it takes time to lay all this, and people get tired of the orange tubes laying in their yard, and you have to go
Oh,
make
sure.
sure we get it all taken care of. So
So this is like the
that's part
city,
of
this
my
is like
job.
ordinance complaints or something. Like you've dealt with those in the past in your previous job.
Yeah. I'm like, call
Okay.
the cops. They'll never find me.
Call the cops. Yes, call 911. They'll take care of it for
Yes.
you.
Yes. Right. I don't know. Maybe I think the Spooner Chief likes me again now, so maybe he won't pull me over. But
Why now?
no, I assume he must be. I haven't taken anybody for like a year, but we're hiring at Mosaic. I wonder if there are any of their cops want
Uh,
to.
oh,
Mike Shaper.
you're
I'm
gonna.
on a
That's funny.
I'm on a committee with Mike,
Oh yeah, what's
Washburn County
committee?
Economic Washburn County Economic Development.
Oh really?
Yeah,
How are you on a Washburn County Economic Development Committee when you're in Barron County?
because it has to do with Mosaic. Mosaic is in Washburn County.
Okay.
So,
So what's it
and we
like
may.
being on a committee with Mike? Give us some dirt.
He's a genius.
Aw, that's no fun. Well, speaking of Mike, and we have more to get to, and we'll get to that in 15 seconds after word from Spooner Health. Uh-oh. I guess we're
Well,
not. Locate file. Okay, so we'll do their commercial next week.
we could probably recite the commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is all new doing this live on YouTube, so apparently my file didn't load in, so sorry about that. Hey, we're back. You missing have you heard anything about the sheriff down in Barron? Because I haven't.
No, everything's going smooth there. I haven't
Good.
heard about any. There hasn't been a lot of crime. Obviously, there's been not a lot of press releases, so must be no crime. So I cleaned it all up before I left.
Yeah, attaboy. Yeah.
So yeah, it seems to be going good. I know they just hired somebody. Yeah, he wants a refund.
We're gonna pay us like $10, so all right, fine. I'll buy you.
We'll do your jingle.
Yeah.
Spooner Health. Go to Spooner Health if you're sick.
Oh, that's funny.
There. But no, I think it's going good. Again, there hasn't been a lot of crime. I heard a lot of sirens yesterday. I didn't go chasing them. Um, I haven't missed it as much as I thought I would because I'm so busy. So it's been a blessing that I haven't missed it. I miss the people. Obviously, I miss all the people. I don't miss I get to be involved in the community, so I'm not missing that part of it. I'm still involved in things like the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm down in Eau Claire quite a bit and involved in their chamber. And Spooner tomorrow is the Spooner chamber meeting, economic development. I've been there, so we're gone there quite a bit. I've gone to Spooner a lot, Eau Claire a lot. So we're growing. Eau Claire is our home tech division. We'll talk about that in a future episode. So that's going really good. So I did get one cool thing though. I'm kind of like a superstar here now. They call me superstar, and it's I did went and got a bobblehead.
Oh, good night.
Mr. Mosaic, they call it. So we got a bobblehead, and so he can be here when I'm not. So there doesn't really look like me, but it's pretty close.
How many did you order? Like 100 and give them away?
We might, when you order the internet, you might get a free bobblehead.
That's fantastic.
Well, not all my gimmicks come clean, but I'm trying to sell marketing on that one. You get a free bobblehead of Mr. Mosaic. Now we have a lot of fun. They do a lot of good here. They make a difference. So, and it's awesome. I'm glad I made the switch. Again, miss the people. I miss the guys and gals at the office, but I still get to be involved in the community, and I still get to help make a difference, and that's what means the world to me.
Well, that's good. You see Warren Tuttle announced that already that he's running for sheriff. I mean, he said after last election he was running again. I mean, it's not like oh my goodness. It's not a surprise. He said,
yeah,
I'm going to do it again. You think it's good to announce this early? It's
I talked to somebody in Barron County that's considering a run, and it's maybe a little early, but
it's only 11 months away for the primary.
It's only how many?
11 months away to the primary.
Yeah. So I mean, it's Warren's got his name out there. Warren's not gonna have any trouble because everybody knows who he is. So I think there'll be probably a 2 or 3 person race here in Barron County. I don't know who else will run in Washburn against Warren. I don't know that anybody. I think there'll be a race in Sawyer. There'll be a race in Polk. There'll probably be a race in Chippewa. So there'll be a lot of sheriff races. You'll start to see some. If you're going to have an opponent, you got to announce now because you got to start going to stuff and get your name out there.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, but Warren won't have any trouble. Speaking of that, what about how's the county board? We talked a little bit about your technology. What else is going on? Building the jail? Maybe not. I don't know.
All right, so much time do we have? Well, recently we did we had a board meeting a couple Tuesdays ago, and it was about buying like $450,000 for this property in Shell Lake. I can't remember how many acres it was. I think 17 acres, and it was appraised at like $250,000. So, as you know me, I'm a big fan of we should get this information out because it does fall under the jail agenda items here because it started at the jail ad hoc committee to try to find some property for options. But we should get the information out. It's a lot of money, and it has to refer to the jail. So we should probably put out, press release, etc. It's just my opinion. We didn't. It is what it is. And then sure enough, then someone on social media, it kind of went like mini viral in our area about what was going on. And a lot of it wasn't actually factual. So there's wrong information that was out, which we never want to do, right? I mean, this is why you put out press releases. Let's just get the facts out, just so you know. And anyway, that was a tough one. It didn't get passed. I voted yes for it. I went into it because I read our entire packet. I was going to vote yes for it. I was about 90% sure I was going to, but after listening to my colleagues and there was more questions that came up, I think towards the end I was like around 55% sure I was going to, but you can't just, you have to vote.
Right.
I didn't look at it from a jail standpoint. I looked at it from, this is a property acquisition. Is it $200,000 more than what it's worth? Yes. But, it is what it is.
So is your house. I mean, if I could buy a house for what houses are appraised at, I'd be moving to the lake.
Well,
But
right.
when you buy lake property, it doesn't.
I
I mean,
know.
you weren't buying lake property. I'm
No.
not saying you were, but that's not how they're going. If a realtor wouldn't make any money if they were selling that appraisal,
Yeah.
if they're
Well, and the
whatever they're
person wanted to
appraised
pay off their house and then buy a new house. I mean, there was a lot to it, but still, the people that kind of advocated or argued that it was because it was $200,000 over the price, that was it. Well, if it wasn't and it was just $250,000, you still would have said no. So I think it's just a cop out, just my opinion. But again, I'm perfectly fine. It's not a hill I want to die on. I'm fine with it. Again, I didn't look at it from necessarily a jail standpoint. Now, would this give us an option in the future for some land? Because people were talking about, well, it's not level at all. It's a 60-foot difference or something. It's going to cost you $1 million to level it and $2 million to hook it up to what? Well, we don't have to do any of that stuff. We could literally just buy it. They don't make more land. You never know what the needs of our county is going to be in 20 years from now. And we're going, well, we have to do this, build this new highway shop or do anything. I don't know. Boy, if we only had land. Right? I'm not a big fan of spending money if we don't need it, but I looked at it as this could be beneficial for us in the future. Again, not a hill I want to die on. I could have gone either way. I'm fine that it didn't pass. I prefer it did, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. But here's where it ties into the jail. Because people assume that if we bought this, that means we're putting a shovel in the ground tomorrow. That's not what this was. And we didn't get that information out correctly, or at all, as a matter of fact. So when it comes to the jail, Dave Wilson would be able to speak more about this, but we really shouldn't be doing anything for another 7 years. Because it's kind of like, speaking of a house, you own a house and you want to refinish your basement and then put it in a garage, you probably don't want to do both at the same time. Let's just do one, get it done, then pay it off, then let's do the other one. And that's kind of where we are, where we have this where the HHS building is, that's where our county boardroom is that we built not long ago. That kind of quote unquote falls off in 7 years. So that would be ideal. But another reason that we don't want to build a jail right now, because technically we don't need a jail right now. Gretchen Nielsen, the captain, presents to the board every month how much it's costing us to house out. That includes like mileage for their vehicles, deputies' pay, overtime pay, the cost of housing out, etc. And if you look at their first 6 months, divided by 6 times 12, you get a 12, your yearly projection.
Right.
And the last I looked, we're projecting around $279,000 a year. Well, if we built a jail at like $45 million, plus the interest rates right now are just astronomical, we would want to do it anyway. Let's say the whole total package is, we'll just say $80 million. It kind of divides out to like $1.3-ish million a year, somewhere in there. Well, if it's only costing us $279,000 a year to house out, then we should just keep doing that. Like that's $1 million savings a year that we don't have to spend. So that's a duh. So ideally we should just keep doing that. The problem is, as you know, when we're housing out, when is that what complications or struggles are we going to have in the future? Let's say there's staffing all of a sudden in Burnett County and says, we can't take any more of your people. We don't have enough staff to house them. Well, now where do we take them? Now we have to go further away and further away. We don't really know, but if we can we have to project like 4 years ahead, because it's going to take 3 years to build it and another year, the first year, just to decide what we're doing and where we're doing it and approving it. But if you keep kind of looking at those projections, like next year, maybe every quarter, you kind of look at it and put that into the formula, go, okay, well, in 4 years from now, as of right now, giving our trend at this percentage, 4 years from now, we'll be at $530,000 a year we're housing out, or whatever the number is.
Right.
So you can kind of project it a little bit, but there's some question marks there. But either way, we don't need a jail right now. And if you remember, this all started because of DOC and their not exceptions. What are those called? Classifications.
The classification, yeah.
What would you explain that to some people and how that all works? Because it used to be like there was 9, and now there's like 17 or something, and DOC just said, "Yep, we're doing it this way now."
Yeah, you got to have your inmates have to be classified. Each classification, maximum, medium, mental health, all these other they require certain things. And if your jail is old, you probably don't have those certain things. Ruska's running into that. Washburn's been running into that. When I was a sheriff, I met with both counties and said, this is how much it cost. I don't think our population in Barron has gone up, so I think there's room to house. It's the future of, everybody wants their own of everything, and that's probably not the reality for smaller counties and medium counties. And I don't consider Barron a big county; it's a medium county. We just can't have everything of everything. We can't, maybe highway departments get combined, or jails get combined, or dispatch centers get combined, or something, as municipality police departments get combined. You just can't do it all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And technology is helping things grow. So you can do more with technology, and so it makes jobs easier. So there's a lot to do there, but you got to remember, if you wait 7 years, your $80 million jail is probably going to be $100 million.
Yeah.
And so, so there's give and takes to all that. We built the highway department, and obviously it didn't go so well in Barron County, but, it went over budget. And, and that's just how these big projects go. I get it. But I think you don't have a huge jail population, so maybe try it for 2 years.
Well, and that part I still don't understand. I don't understand why we just don't have a contract with, let's say, a Barron County. So
Right.
take all of our inmates, give us a 3-year deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
At whatever, $50, we'll take care of the medical. Pick a number. Let's just lock it in, and then we should just own it. Let's get the vans. Let's get so we don't have deputies transporting. Let's get like the Terry Drydens of the world, or the Dave Wilson. He's not doing anything. And just transport people. Let's just own it for 3 to 7 years, right?
Or you get deputies, and you create new deputies, and they just transport them, and they're not transporting people. They're all patrolling. Maybe they're on the water. Maybe they're in the four-wheelers.
Fitzy, hold on a second. All of a sudden, your audio is like really wonky.
Really? What did I do?
Oh, now it's better.
So, all right.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. It just went weird for a second.
All right. So, but maybe you add deputies, and then you can patrol the lakes and the trails, and you get some funding from the DNR back, and there's paybacks to all of that stuff. So there's plans out there. It's the future. I'm glad you guys are talking about it.
We are. Again, I think we do need be a lot better, be more transparent. I really do. But again, you know me, I'm a big fan of whether that's from the board chair or from the sheriff. Look, this information we need to be getting out to the community. Even the stuff that you and I are just talking about right now. How many people in the community just don't know that? And their answer would be, well, just go to the meeting. Come on, man. Right? This is big stuff here. We need to do better. We just do.
Right. Yeah. Well, anytime you need some advice, I'd be happy to come up. And I've dealt with it for a lot of years. And obviously, I think combining services is good. I tried to do that a few times, and you get the choice. So you can choose to build it yourself, or you can choose to go with someone else, and those are options. So we'll have to get Warren Tuttle on, ask him what his opinion is of it.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and that's something you're going to have to address again. But I would caution people. I would caution people to not be for or against the jail. Like that really shouldn't be the topic. It's a contributing factor certainly, but we just have to look at the finances. What makes sense? right? But then there's other or there's other variables that go into that. If it is deputies, are we taking them off of the road? That means do we have less coverage here in the area where they're supposed to be? I mean, so it's not just the money aspect of it, but a lot of that is. I mean, if and I know that people say that, well, we're spending, let's say it is $300,000 to house out. Well, that's $300,000 that's going to another county. Not really, because that's deputy pay, that's mileage, that's other. It's just the housing out part actually goes to another county. So it's not really the $300,000. It's maybe a third of that. But yeah, our taxes are going to another county. But that's still better than $1.3 million. Now, if we need it, we need it, right? There's nothing wrong with spending money if we need that. But right now, the numbers say we don't need it, and we don't need it for a while. But we do need to have a plan, and that's the part I don't like. We don't have a plan. I'm sorry, I don't feel as though we have a very great plan. That's where I am. Well, there you go. There's your jail update. I don't know if that helps or hurt or not.
I got it. What do you think? What do you think of the Packers trade for
Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not being a Packers fan, I hope he gets injured immediately. I think you should be all in on the Packers this year. I think the Lions are going to not be as good. The Packers should win the division. Let me put it that way. With Micah Parsons, did you know that the Dallas Cowboys defense, when Micah Parsons played, was number one in what was it? I can't remember what the metric they used, DVOA or something. Basically, it's like a defensive rating. They were number one, and when he was hurt or not playing, they were last. I mean, talk about two different ends of that spectrum. I mean, he's a game changer. He absolutely is. They spent money that I've never seen the Packers do before. That's a lot of money committed. Right. Their first-round picks they gave up, those aren't going to be very high picks, but the Lions lost both of their coordinators.
Right.
The Packers, you should be all in on the Packers this year. If you're a Packers fan, it's Super Bowl or bust this year. I'm not kidding. Yeah. They have a good enough team where they should be able to win or be competitive and should be in the Super Bowl this year. If you're Packers fans, you should be a little concerned for the future, though, because now you have all this money tied up into three players and no first-round draft picks for another 3 years.
And with the Vikings, if they have a quarterback, if JJ comes through, he's got some receivers to throw to, running backs. So the Vikings it'll be a fun season. It all starts Thursday night. So Thursday night football.
Is it this Thursday already?
Yeah. Monday night's Packer or Vikings Bears.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it'll be 0-1, but that'll be okay. But Bill Belichick didn't have a good showing last night. Did you watch that?
I love that. Yeah, his son's the defensive coordinator, and they 42 points they got put up on him.
Yeah. So.
Well, maybe 24-year-old girlfriends aren't the best way to go when you're 70. Maybe not getting the right advice. I'm just saying. No. All right. So what else?
Looks like it's going to rain. Dirk said he's going out to play in the lunch.
Yeah, I saw him
in the showers.
Yeah. What'd you do for Labor Day?
We went golfing. I bought an electric bike. So
what?
I got an electric bike.
How fast does it go?
19.
So it's like, is that the one that has the pedals too?
Yeah, you pedal it. You can pedal it. It's a regular bike, but it's called pedal assist. They're awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
So you basically can pedal down hills and then use the power to
motor uphill.
Uphill.
Yeah.
Jeepers, Doc, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I bike 30 miles a day.
Yeah, kind of. No, it's really fun, though. So biked around, went golfing one day. Nothing really.
Living the dream down there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's sheriff business. That's for the birds.
It's right. No one calls me on the weekends. It's great.
That's funny.
What'd you do all weekend?
Nothing. I don't know.
Nothing.
No.
Wait, you went to some new restaurant?
Yeah, new coffee shop on Main Street. Well, we call it Main Street, but it's whatever, 3rd Avenue or something. Shell Lake. It's Main Street. Yeah. They have like the lunch boxes down there. So it's on that. It's like 2 little stores down right on Main Street there. Boy, that's great. Yeah, Caribbean Coffee Shop. And I think my mom was telling me about this when she came over for Bible study on Sunday. They just opened last Friday, I think. I think the owner's name was Carrie with a K, like Kerri or something like that. So then she turned it like Carrie, Carri, and then Bean. So that's kind of, I think, where the name came from. But yeah, it's way more than a coffee shop. I mean, I looked at the menu and I'm like, good Lord. Like, that is a massive menu. I mean, I feel sorry for the cook that has to keep all that. Jeepers. How do I make this one
What'd
again?
you eat?
I just had coffee. No, the kids all ate stuff, and it was they loved it. It was really, really good. We need something like that in Shell Lake.
There you go.
Really do. You should stop in.
I'll have to.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I got a couple meetings this week and golf tournament on Friday. We're working a hole out in Long Lake, and I got a tough week ahead of me. I gotta go to a meeting, and I gotta go to a golf tournament. And
what do you mean working a hole?
We're sponsoring a hole, and so we'll sell our product and take our product out on the hole and talk to the golfers.
What can you sell? You can't sell. You just bring fiber with you and here's 30 feet of fiber.
Yeah.
What do we sell? Or some blinds or something?
Next week's show, I'll have all kinds of sample products for you. We sell a lot. We're going to put a store here very shortly. We'll have a mini Best Buy right here in Cameron. And then you'll be able to come down here and buy a TV. We'll install it for you. You'll be able to buy speakers, security systems, you name it, we're going to sell it.
Really?
So, yeah, there's a teaser for next week's show.
I can't wait now.
That's right.
I can't wait. All right. Well, I think that's all I had. Want to make sure
that's all I got too. This is great.
Yeah, this is really nice. Getting back, getting the band back together, as it were. For
getting the band back together. This is fun. I was looking forward to it all weekend.
Yeah, me too. And thanks so much for doing that. Sorry, Mike, about the. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I can do it right now. Locate file, video file not found. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think this might work.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
Ha! See?
You saved yourself $10.
I did. I just didn't have the button on my little Stream Deck here. It has all my buttons. So when I clicked it, it didn't work, but I did it manually. There. Miking it off my case.
That's right. Take the day off, rest of the day.
Done. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks so much. This is great. Let's do it again next week.
All right. Well, hey, do you have a guest on Thursday?
I do. Emily Gall. Oh, and that's been so much fun. Emily Gall, she's on the Barron County board, and we don't. We're on. We see things differently. We'll just say, but not that differently, which is interesting. Like, we both have compassion. We both are trying to understand why we think the way that we think. So it's just been really insightful. So we call it, we just named it finally. It's called That's Debatable. So we pick up things and find something that we want to debate. But it kind of reminds me a little bit about our shows when we talk about tougher topics, where it's important to see us talking about those things. Like, that's how you're supposed to do it, right? Not through anger or hatred. Just try to understand the other person's perspective and give your views. And I don't know. So yeah, Emily Gall, That's Debatable. And I will be, again, YouTube live on our Dryden Wire YouTube channel this Thursday at 8:30, and I'll be back next Tuesday.
All right, sounds great.
All right, for Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Mosaic Technologies. For over 60 years, Mosaic has delivered maximum value, service, and possibilities through leading-edge technology solutions woven into the fabric of our communities, members, and businesses. For internet, phone, TV, audio, security, managed Wi-Fi. We'll get to talking about that next week. I don't know what that is.
Right.
Home automation and more. Give them a call at 715-458-5400 and see what they can do for you. Thank you to everyone for joining us live today who had commented and participated. Thank you very much. We'll see all of you next Tuesday for another special September episode of Positive Tuesday. So until then, thank you for tuning in. Stay positive, and as always, have a blessed day.